we'll go ahead and get moving to getting started. Turn that. Let's do it a little bit better for you here. Good little fade. Music fade away. We're gonna do good with the music when we have it running. And we're trying to write code. Of course, we could try this time. Because I did minimize some things about my setup, so we'll go for it. I enjoy some good music in the background. Too chippy. I think this works for now. There. Y'all can hear it too. Just barely. Let's go live. And we're here. How's it going, everybody? Thanks for joining. Thanks for being here, keeping the stream running, keeping interest going. We're currently into a CodeCast. I did a little bit of changes to the setup, but I think it's for the best. We'll go ahead and get started. Just kind of we'll get started by showing where we're at with regard to what the code looks like, what the live screen looks like, and then afterward we'll kind of set some goals for the cast, and then we'll get started. So for right now, this is effectively what we have going on the live screen. Right now, all that changes is this, right? This doesn't even work yet. So we have to implement this search function as well. But this is all part of one cell. We need to get this shepherded into this as well, but we'll talk about that here in just a moment. So that's what we have as with regard to the HTML and the CSS. The JavaScript, all it's doing right now is it's able to pull a Pokemon object. We're not able to dynamically search yet, so we have to work on that. What is going on with my dog right now? Hold on. Hey! Shh! Knock it off! Aria! Wow, okay. So, yeah. So it'll change the Pokemon that's coming back. What? Those don't look right, but whatever. We'll figure that. Oh, they probably are right. We'll figure that out here in just a moment as well. Anyway, so I think everything's looking good. I may want to go with capitalization instead of upsizing all of those letters. We do have to remove some of those list. My other browser screen is popping now. There we go. That's all we want. There we go. We need to implement this as well. But basically all this is doing is it's grabbing what we ask for with regard to the name of the Pokemon. It's searching with the name of the Pokemon, and then then what's it doing? Then it's pushing all of that stuff to the page, which we're going to change this now. So let's set some goals for the cast. Today we need to shepherd Pokemon data into a single cell. This is a CSS problem. All right. We need to push Pokemon data to a single cell. We're already doing that. This is a JS problem. So I'm not even going to set that to a goal because we're already doing that. All we would need at this moment is to change the terminology. What we do need to do is we need to make our the push function work for multiple cells. Yep. So basically, and I'll kind of talk through how we're going to do that as we do it. It's going to involve grabbing the cell ID or the slot that we're looking for, and then we're going to create the children at the time that we do at the time that we fill the slot, rather than having them in the HTML. And the reason for that is I just don't feel like having all of this in each one. Okay, we don't need all of this information in each slot. Okay, if we can get away with rendering it dynamically, adding the IDs, or maybe not adding it, adding the IDs so that they retain style, right? And then it wouldn't be IDs, that would be classes, and that's okay. We may have to dynamically add IDs to these, and that's okay. Like ID 1, ID 2, whatever, and that's okay. So we'll do that as well. But yeah, and so we'll create the children, dynamically add the style to it, and then fill it with the information as we need it, rather than filling this HTML page up with so much HTML. We'll just have the slots here, and then we'll fill them dynamically. So let's get started. And then 3. Is there a third thing that we need to do? I guess before this we need to, this is 3, because before 3 we need to do 2, and we need to implement correct search functionality, and that's going to involve region methods and things like that too. Thanks for joining. If you're here from wherever you're from, YouTube, Facebook, or what's the other, Twitch, be sure to say hey. We got a chat going. Should be able to see song titles and so forth. I appreciate you for dropping in. We're talking about some Pokemon today, and some JavaScript. So I'm excited. But let's get this this Pokemon data wrangled into one cell first. We'll reference the style CSS. Now let's go to what? Is it alright? I think we can afford to zoom out a little bit. Thumbs up, thumbs down on the zoom out. I think this is good for both of us. But if it's not, y'all can let me know. Alright, so we have this, article, this class team slot. Team slot is probably got some style to it already. Let's look. Yeah, and what I'm going to do with the team slot is I'm going to say it's a display flex, okay? Because I'm going to start dividing some of this information up. It's already looking better. So what I'm going to do then is containerize this image with its label effectively. And I wonder if there's a more accessible way to do that than what we have now. There probably is, and I'm going to look at what that is. Bear with me for just a moment. I have to check in with co-parent, and that's okay. Sorry, I'm having a brain fart. It might be slow. I think they update at 9 and 5 every day. So, hopefully, tomorrow morning, the latest. Don't worry about a ride. I'll drive them to you as soon as. Sorry. I'm thinking out loud. Thinking out loud. All right, so we're looking good so far. I think that there's probably some sort of an accessible way to group this. And I don't know if the picture tag accepts the label. So what we'll do is we'll refer it to MDN picture elements. It's not. It's an HTML. Yeah, element. All right, here we go. The picture element. Let's set up straighter. All right, image source alt. Does the what is allowed in this element here? Source. So we know that. We already know that. Let's see. I know too that I have some information in my HTML book. I don't feel like going offline though, so let's say MDN. Let's see. A11Y. That's shorthand for accessibility in the web accessibility community. A11Y. Picture label. Let's see. Oh. This is good. All right. I want images, decorative, functional images. This is what it would be. Icon image, nope. Standalone icon, no. I guess it's not functional. It's informative, right? I guess it's informative. But put it like that afterward. That's in a P tag. That's interesting. I don't think that this is necessarily what we're looking for. We try it here. Well, I know about this. So, Manuel, ¿cómo estás? How are you doing today? All right. Let's see. That's good. description of the overall image, ARIA label, that's okay. This is specifically for ARIA. I don't want to get into this right now. I just want to see like what's the for images. It's not really a label, is it? It is. Web accessible picture label. Captions for images. I think we found what we want but now I'm going to check something else. So I'm going to check now MDN for this, because that seems good, right? This figure with the image. Maybe we can nest our current picture tag within this figure, and then give it this fig caption. That will. Yeah, I think that would work. But I want to check to see if figure is deprecated, because if it's deprecated, maybe we don't want to use figure. The figure represents a self-contained content, such as an optional caption. I don't hate it. I think we should do it. Let's go for it. Back to the code. Okay, here we go. So here we're going to put our figure elements. We're going to close it up right away. I like closing things up like that, and it's because why? Why is that? Why do I like closing things up like that? Well, I like knowing where stuff is going to end. So, and then what we'll do here is I like to know in advance when stuff's going to end. It helps me keep track of stuff. Helps me keep track of stuff. There we go. Awesome. I'm going to give this a class name. As a rule, like I said, I like to keep classes for CSS, IDs for JavaScript. We're going to bend that rule here in a little bit, but it's not slot. Okay, so we're back to BEM. It's not. I can't remember. I lost my train of thought a long time ago. Anyway, we're going to break the convention. Sorry, we're going to break the convention for the sake of, and we might not even have to break the convention because I think that there is a newer thing that we can do, so that's fine too. We'll use BEM here, so we'll say team slot, not plot. Move list, like that. And the reason I did that is because I do want to style it. That's so much better. It's so much better than what we had a moment ago. We have some styling to do, but that's very good. So let's look at what we have, what this is doing, because I believe that this move list is doing something to capitalize. And I don't want it to. To do what? This. The two uppercase. I don't like that. No more on that. What I do want to do is maybe capitalize it. Do I need to call it from inside this function, I wonder? Is that right? Yeah, look like it worked. Awesome. Wicked cool. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the way that that looks. So we could pull up some regex to also capitalize anything that appears after a hyphen or after a space. But I'm not going to, not right now. It's just something for aesthetics, and I don't care to do that right now. Okay, so let's go to this. We'll say team slot tac. What was it? Move list. I want to give it a list style. That's not right. What am I doing? List style none. That's going to take off those ugly things. I also want to get everything shepherded onto one line, so we need to figure that out now. So let's get into the inspector a little bit. Going to open that, make it easier for ourselves. All right. So what's going on? Let's see what's going on with this. Okay, so this figure has a display of block. It's got a fairly large block margin. I don't like it, so we're gonna change it. And so let's start looking to see what we can do. So we know that our entire container, this team slot container, is a display flex. So that's what's making everything appear like on one side and the other, which is great. That's exactly what we want. But let's see. We have margin. That's on the outside. That's okay. That's what we want. We don't have any padding. Actually, we can check for some padding. Padding might be built into this container, and so what we'll do is we'll put padding 0. Okay, and nothing happens, so I'm going to take it off. We don't need it. What else? Okay, so it's clearly the margin on this figure, right? And so we'll first of all give it a display. Actually display what? I think actually I might be wrong here. That applies to what's inside though. I don't think we need anything. What I do think I'm gonna refresh one. What I do think we need is this. A margin of 0. That's already better. And we'll increase it slightly more. Let's create an individual margin here. What do we want? Margin. So let's talk about this. Margin 0. I'm going to give it an overall margin of 0 because it's cascading. So I think so, right? Margin left 0.25. Yeah. So I'll explain to you what's going on. We're giving the whole thing an overall margin of 0, but then we're just going to scoop Pikachu in. Or whatever is there. So yeah, it works. we are going to end up increasing the width on these, it looks like. I don't know if I like that. It's got to be a better way. It's still overflowing it. Oh, is it overflowing it because there's a ridiculous margin on that mofo? Probably. Let's look. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So let's look at this. Margin 0. Already like it. Alright, and we'll go with a line height of, let's say, oh, that's a negative line height, y'all. We can't do that. What I want is this. I like it. It's clean. So what I don't like right now, right? So let's copy this. So if you'll notice what I just did, I wrote code in, what's it called? I'm now going to place that in my what's it called? The developer console. Jeez. And now I'm going to just stick it into my code because now it's permanent, right? I want that to be permanent. That's okay. And actually, I don't want that though. I do want that to save just to make sure that that's saving, and it's actually. Oh. I know what happened. Okay, that's fine. Alright. I made a little bit of a move. That's not bad. Let's see. You notice it's wrapping because it's going to wrap to fit the box that it's in effectively. Oh, I remember. Nope. What is it that we're missing here? Did we... Oh, we haven't done this yet. So let's go back to the figure. We'll give it a class. Class, we'll say, equals team slot image group. I'm going to call it image group because we have everything that's relative to that in the image group. So, and then we'll make the changes for that. Let's grab it. It's kind of a long name to remember. I don't know if I like the convention. And actually, prior, we would. I just remembered the name. Prior, we would do this in order of the way that they appear in your HTML, and 1, so let's keep it that way. Is there a margin XY? Is it worth using? Is it good to use? I wonder if let's just say margin left. We'll push it in. I think we used a 1, and we'll switch. See what's going on over here. It's looking better. But this is still pushing the display. How are we going to fix that? I mean, I suppose we could go a little wider on these, but then they're getting pretty wide. How can we get these? We could of course look at the image group. Excuse me. Oof. I'm excited for when we have to make this all dynamic. I just realized. No big deal. I think it'll be fine. That's why we're using classes. Class will be dang, book name. I'm just gonna call this caption. It's going to be its own element now. I'm going to call it its own element. See? Better? I don't think it's going. It's oh, that's not what I wanted. Ha. Screw that. I don't even need the. I'm not gonna do that. I don't even need this. Less code. I don't want it. What I wanted was this. The team slot move list. Pixels. It's too small. Wait, I thought it was at 16. It is. 14? 14 looks great. I think that's fine. I'm happy with that. Alright. We shepherded it. Mark it off of the list. Alright, need to implement correct search functionality, involve regional methods. Yep. We're going to make this a form. I'm not going to put this in the form quite yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to oh my word, I just had a revelation. Which is okay. It's good to have this. I've been thinking about this project a lot over the past few days, and so I'm building a little bit of a flow with it. We're already almost done. with the cast, which is sad. Let's get this surge done. See all this stuff? That's what's going in. We're going to put this in a form. Let's look up some form stuff. How's font size looking for everybody? Better? Good deal. Perfect. This is a good place to start. Let's just start writing. Class form example. Oh, I see. Those are spacers. Okay. There we go. Alright, so we have it in a form now. This form is effectively going to start sending information to our JavaScript once we get it wired up the correct way. Ugh, do you see what they have going here? This is so... what? Oh wait, this is fine. This is fine. Sorry, I thought... input. It's an input type, so yeah, that's right. That's fine. Submit. Yep. I don't know why it's doing that, but cool. That's good so far. See what's going on here. Select your container. I don't want to display flex there. I do want to figure out though why that's not the way that it was a moment ago. Is that with the addition of the buttons? Let's check. No. What is it then? Interesting. Is it the removal of Pokemon data from the page? Let's look. It is not. What else did we change? the size of the page. Hello. Oh, could it be because I put the, put this, it looks like I put all of the yep, I put the team container inside of, the wrong stuff, so, my fault. See? That is my ending div right there. Oh, this just needs to be outside of this div altogether. Yeah, that should work. That's better. Thanks. Cool. Right, let's keep working on the search function. Okay, the search function. Alrighty. No. Let's go back here. Form. Input type text. Yes. It's going to grab all of my information. Bear with me for just a moment. Alrighty. So, submit. Let's see. See. That was with regard to what I was thinking earlier. I was like, why is this not a button? This is probably something that's probably super easy, but whatever. Searching is one of the most common things you can do. Cool, thanks. Great. Get my ID, search bar. Oh, okay. So there. What? This is the whole thing. I don't want to do this. I just want to input type search. No. JavaScript. Here we go. This is a form submit. Thank you. Here we go. Well, now I wanted to know, what do I do on form submit? How to submit a form using JavaScript? It seems like a super easy, it is a super easy question, but alright, here we go. I just want to on search, grab all this information, right? Search monster. So on click. Just give it an on click. So what's the point of using form submit? I want to look at this more. We're about 10 minutes left. On click. Place order. What happens when we place order? We submit the form. And I'm assuming that does something, sends something to the back end, of course. But since we're all on the same page, we want to have that JSON. Okay, so button type. Submit on click, we want to call search. And actually, it's not going to take in any parameters. It'll grab the current values from the search information, right, from the form. Yeah. The reason we're using for because it's right. If you're here and hanging out, I appreciate you. Thanks for being here, supporting the stream. We're coming into the last 10 minutes, and I think we're going to wrap this search monster function. I think we'll be fine. Let's say here. Make sure that that's connected correctly by doing this. Actually, I can just do that. Oops. Search. Yep, it's running. It's also refreshing over and over. Oh, this probably has something to do with my function. Okay, that's probably right then. It's going to return the response JSON, and then with that JSON, we're going to create a monster and push the monster to the page. And what happens when we push the monster to the page? We know that that's working. We also know that it just... Oh, is it looking like it's on a form? And we're submitting the form. So what happens with the submit function is it's also doing its own call, right? So of course it's going to refresh the web page. We just want a button We don't want it to submit. That's working perfectly. That's exactly what we want. Now we want something a little bit different though. In that we want this to grab, watch, search monster will what? Const. I'm going to say grab name equal that get element by ID. Come here. It is the name input. Dot. It should be value. Let's see. We'll see if it works. Cool. That worked. So we're not going to, in a perfect world, we would do this today, but we're not going to. We need a way to sterilize this input. We're not going to do that today because it's not going to, it's going to be a while, so we're not going to. What now? I need to pick the, grab. I really don't like that I'm still referring to these as regions. But I'll keep it for the time being. What's this called? Region input, and we'll give it the region input, and we'll say region input that value. Const equal to document.get. I'm assuming it's level input, but I'll look anyway. Level input. We're going to append this to that to test. Still overrunning, overflow. How do I avoid that overflow? Ooh, look at that as well. Interesting. So we get some interesting behavior out of this when it's just it's JavaScript stuff. We'll get through it, and honestly, it's looking great. So let's search monster, and then after we search the monster, we'll push the page. Right? Right now we're just grabbing the name. We have to do all of the fun sorts and things like that here in a moment. So I think we'll make the request, right, and then we'll return it, and then we'll do all of the fun stuff with it here. And actually, yeah, that shouldn't be that, right? Response dot. Maybe region key. That's it. Should still come back, right? Region key is undefined. Oh, okay, that's fine. Because that's a user defined value, and that's okay. Because why is that user defined value? Because that is something that we are going to then take and okay, that's fine. Because we're adding that information effectively, and then we're taking that information and then searching back to there. So that's fine. We'll grab region is going to be that. Yep. Name, ID. What's next on this? What is, oh, it is giving it a level of 50. I'm gonna say grab level will be the value there. And then because by then what I'll do is now we're pushing that. Now we have the monster defined within the call with our user defined values. I'll use those user defined values, and instead of and then I'll pass that into the functions that we're going to use to narrow down regions and such here in, probably not this time. That's fun. Yeah, not this time. Let's add a couple of pixels to each of these, just because I did see some overflow there. We'll take care of it by adding 25 pixels. Yeah. That's better. I like that a little bit better as well, so that works. We can also do this though. Team slot move list, margin top. Nope, margin on that is fine. Are there no margins between the two of those things? That's hard to believe to me. Oh, you know what? It's probably these stupid things. Nope, it's not. Is it the padding? Oh, it is padding. I'm gonna remove some padding. Bet you that looks a lot better. And we're able to save some space. Not that much space though. I almost think it looks better the other way. I'm just gonna leave it for right now. That and then what? Oh, put the level markers in the front. Yep, that's how we'll differentiate each of them. It'll work. Okay. Push to, we're gonna change this to push to sell. I'm gonna show you why. These up. It's actually just past time. What I'll do is I'll pause here and I'll talk through what I'm going to do next. What I'm going to do next on this push to sell function is I'm going to pass in two things. I'm going to pass in the slot that we are changing, and I'll actually push that in here. Grab slot so that we know which slot it is. I'll compare it to, and then I'll say push to sell. I'll say, which slot are we looking at? Okay, I want you to push to that cell. And then I want you to look at all the children of that. And then I want you to create a bunch of children for that cell and push all of these things into that children. We'll do that for each thing so that we only have to do this once. And basically what we're doing is we're matching up the slot ID in the slot selector to the slot ID on the HTML. We'll do that next time. I appreciate you for hanging out with me today. Look forward to seeing you this evening when we come back for some more Pokemon Red. Remember that at the end of next week, we have a 24-hour cast. That's Thursday, starting at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We're starting a 24-hour CodeCast of Pokemon Crystal. Be there. I'm excited to get started. Definitely hype that up. I will be hyping it up on Facebook. Until then, like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you being here. Blessings to you, Midgard, and have a great rest of